Today, I'm testing some of the best Hypixel clients to see if they are worth it or just wasting your time. By the end of the video, I'll rank every client from S tier to F tier and reveal the one that actually is the best. To keep things fair, every client will be rated in 5 categories: module quality, bypasses, customization, performance impact, value for money. Each category gets a score from 1 to 10. Let's start with Vape, probably the most well-known cheat client in the Hypixel community. One of Vape's biggest strengths is how easy it is to use. It can be injected into Badlion, Lunar, and Forge without any issues, gets updated fairly often, and is very beginner-friendly thanks to the public config hub. It's also one of the most trusted and established clients on the market. However, Vape is definitely starting to show its age. Some features feel outdated compared to newer clients. It lacks many blatant features, and it's missing quite a few modules that have become standard in modern clients. My ratings would be module quality, 7 out of 10. Bypasses, 8 out of 10. Customization, 6 out of 10. Performance impact, 7 out of 10. Value for money, 4 out of 10. Overall, Vape gets a 6.4 out of 10. Next up, we have Slinky, one of the strongest clients currently available. Slinky can inject into Lunar, Badlion, and Forge, has great module quality, receives frequent updates, and has virtually no performance impact. The biggest highlight is definitely the bypasses, which are among the best currently available. The biggest downside is the price. At $15 per month, it's one of the more expensive clients, and there is no lifetime option. It also misses a few modules such as Auto Defender or a nuker. My ratings would be module quality, 9 out of 10. Bypasses, 10 out of 10. Customization, 8 out of 10. Performance impact, 10 out of 10. Value for money, 6 out of 10. Overall, Slinky gets an 8.6 out of 10. Next up, we have OpenMyOw, a surprisingly solid option for a completely free client. It offers decent modules, good customization, and almost no performance impact. For a free client, it provides much more value than many people would expect, and is a great choice if you don't want to spend any money. Its biggest weakness is that it can't inject into other clients and has to be used as a Forge mod. The bypasses are decent, but they don't quite compete with most paid clients. My ratings would be module quality, 7 out of 10. Bypasses, 7 out of 10. Customization, 8 out of 10. Performance impact, 9 out of 10. Value for money, 10 out of 10. Overall, OpenMyOw gets an 8.2 out of 10. Moving on, let's take a look at OpenAI. OpenAI comes with its own launcher, alt manager, and proxy manager, making everything easy to access in one place. The auto block works surprisingly well, the bypasses are solid, and the clean visuals make it enjoyable to use for casual gameplay. That being said, it does have some drawbacks. Because it uses its own launcher, you can't use custom mods alongside it. The nuker also lacks a fast mine option, and the performance impact is noticeable compared to lighter clients. My ratings would be module quality, 7 out of 10. Bypasses, 8 out of 10. Customization, 7 out of 10. Performance impact, 6 out of 10. Value for money, 8 out of 10. Overall, OpenAI gets a 7.2 out of 10. After that, we have Illegal Client, which offers some of the best value for money on this list. It comes with a large selection of modules, strong bypasses, and plenty of customization options. Everything works surprisingly well, and the developers are actively working on V2, which is planned to be injectable and feature even better bypasses. The main criticism is that it's based on OpenMyOw, although it has been improved significantly. It also has a relatively small community, making it less well known than some bigger clients. Another minor issue is that the auto block can slow you down a bit too much in some situations. My ratings would be module quality, 9 out of 10. Bypasses, 9 out of 10. Customization, 9 out of 10. Performance impact, 7 out of 10. Value for money, 9 out of 10. Overall, Illegal Client gets an 8.6 out of 10 and is easily one of the best value for money clients available right now. Next up, we have Astralis Recode. Astralis Recode has some really impressive features. The biggest highlight is definitely the velocity, which is easily one of the best I've ever tested. The bypasses are also solid and fairly similar to OpenAI, making it a good choice for casual gameplay. However, the client still needs some work. The click GUI feels unfinished, the auto block isn't quite as good as on some competing clients, and both backtrack and lag range aren't working very well at the moment. My ratings would be module quality, 8 out of 10. Bypasses, 7 out of 10. Customization, 6 out of 10. Performance impact, 6 out of 10. Value for money, 8.5 out of 10. Overall, Astralis Recode gets a 7.1 out of 10. It has excellent velocity and solid bypasses, but a few unfinished features prevent it from ranking any higher. Last but not least, we have Breeze. One of Breeze's biggest strengths is flexibility. It is available as both an injectable version and a mod version, allowing users to choose whichever setup they prefer. It also has a clean design and includes some blatant features, such as a nuker. Unfortunately, Breeze feels a bit incomplete compared to some competitors. It is missing a few useful modules, the customization options are fairly limited, and there is a small performance hit. While it's still completely playable, it doesn't stand out as much as some of the higher ranked clients. My ratings would be module quality, 7 out of 10. Bypasses, 7 out of 10. Customization, 6 out of 10. Performance impact, 7 out of 10. Value for money, 7 out of 10. Overall, Breeze gets a 6.8 out of 10. Based on the overall ratings, here's the final tier list of all tested clients. In S tier, we have Slinky 8.6 over 10 and a legal client 8.6 over 10, both standing at the top thanks to strong bypasses, great module quality, and overall solid performance. In A tier, we have OpenMyOut 8.2 over 10, a very strong free option with great value for money and good performance overall, just slightly behind the top paid clients. In B tier, we find OPAI 7.2 over 10 and Astralis Recode 7.1 over 10. Both decent all-round clients with useful features, but lacking the polish and consistency of higher-ranked options. In C tier, we have Breeze 6.8 over 10 and Vape 6.4 over 10. Still usable, but clearly held back by outdated or missing features compared to the higher tiers. D tier and F tier remain empty, since no client in this list falls into the lowest category, and all of them still offer at least basic functionality.